Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. This is Kissy. I wanted to do a reading for the collective today. So it might come across as however you want to place the energies, but I'm going to emphasize the divine as one, meaning see that as the entire reading for yourself. All parts are you, or you can see it as you and your divine partner. Um, and if you don't want to look at it in that way, then you can just see it as current energies, okay? So I'm going to do a different kind of reading today, but either way, the message will come through in terms of the current energies that we're working with. Okay. So I have to make sure you can see the cards as I lay them out. As I do my readings mostly intuitively, there is going to be some things that you might perceive as mistakes. Like I can say King of Swords when I mean to say King of Wands, even though I'm clearly looking at what it is. But what comes through in my message is what comes through, meaning that sometimes my as much as I want to say what I want to say, or as much as I am seeing what I'm seeing, when I'm doing my readings, what comes out of my mouth is what is the message. Unintentional or intentional, the message is relevant, is my point. Okay, so I'm being very meticulous about this also. So that can be part of the energies today or this week. I mean, depending on how you look at these energies, you can take them for the current energies being today, or it can play out in the span of this following month. Alrighty. There we go. There we go. All right, let's begin. I hope the volume is good. I have the mic right here. Okay, so let's begin. I'm going to just go ahead and flip them over. Now, I'm not reading them in reverse. I will give, if I do get a strong sense of something in reverse, but just so you know, I'm reading the energy of the cards, and when I do see the reversal, it could come across as, it changes the vibe of the reading, but regardless of how it changes the vibe, it's going to play out as I guess you could say, the highest truth that Spirit can provide at this time. Okay. All right, so we have the potential for love that wants to come through. Despite confusion, despite any kind of hardship, love is already part of the embodiment that sparks this journey, this flame. So divine feminine, despite meaning that it's inevitable. Love is love, and when you feel it and you know it, it's there. So it could be denied, it could be rejected, it could be covered up, it can be placed amongst a ton of other cups. In other words, it can try to confuse you. It can show up in different people, it can show up in different ways, but there's a burden basically that was put on you when it comes to discovering this King of Cups energy, meaning the whole story of love, or the whole process of loving. Um, the King of Cups can also represent Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Now, I don't know why I hesitated there, but there was, I guess, a strong focus on Scorpio, and in terms of being able to let go of the burdens that were placed on you by a Scorpio energy. Okay, rejection, confusion, um, a sort of lack of fulfillment. Okay, you're being asked to kind of like bust out of any kind of what's the word, lethargy, or feeling any sense of regret or remorse, or you know, it's like, I feel like this is a backstory anyway. Okay, this is like a past story. For some reason, I'm being asked to go ahead and turn these already. I think it'll give me a bigger picture understanding of what I'm saying to the Divine Feminine at this time. And we're not done here, Divine Feminine. We still have the Divine Masculine side. So we have Capricorn energies. Okay, so Spirit either is commending you for, this is collective, this is not just the feminine, this is feminine, masculine energies, the whole. So the collective divine, however you want to call it, is being congratulated for their achievements. Okay, reaching the pinnacle of success in, when it comes to the 8th house mysteries, or because of this achievement, these mysteries are going to make themselves known to you or revealed to you. You demonstrated dignified strength, Divine Feminine, and the masculine was able to transit through different climates. That means go through different changes and still go basically be strong in terms of handling the responsibility of changes. So there's like this energy of having put so much investment into the intuitive senses, or putting money into the intuition. However you want to see that. That could be basically putting your money where, like trusting your own gut, trusting your own intuition. I heard putting your money where your mouth is. Take that energy as you will, but someone felt, or at least this masculine energy may feel, that those investments were in vain, or maybe that was the obstacle, was to overcome this feeling of confusion when it comes to what they do, and being trusting of the process, and trusting that what is good for them will come as long as they create what they're doing. Like, there's no confusion. You can do this and that, and you can do these things alone or with others. However you see it, it's as long as you're doing your part, putting in your investment, putting in your time, your effort, then you're secure. You manifest. And I think that's where a lot of the energy has gone, in investing in developing one's own intuitive understanding of what they do, and how it reaps rewards, or how it benefits. Give me a second, I have to charge my computer. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. So, moving through these cards, I see that it's been a struggle on the feminine to stand in her emotional security, to be compassionate, to be where she is today, able to have the energy to start again, the energy to move through a new reality, okay? And it has a lot to do with the efforts that were made by the divine masculine, the investments that weren't being seen. These were behind the scenes, or this was energy that was, I guess you can say, it was being done in the spiritual. There was a lot of spiritual investment going on here. A lot of the connection was very subconscious even. So what I'm getting is that maybe the masculine may not see they have not reaped the rewards as of yet in the physical, okay, or they may not see that yet. And it might be simply because a lot of this has been done in spirit realm. So the moment that the masculine let go of the doing or the expecting, like they were able, okay, so I'm seeing the hangman when I look at this Two of Wands in the position that it's at the way it is right now. It looks like they saw things from a different perspective in terms of what they do or in terms of how they do it. And that changed the ball game in a way. So now they're able to stand in a position of expectancy. They know that their security, in terms of like the solidifying what they do, is on the way. They already know it's coming. And it's coming because they know they did the work. And knowing is, I guess, half the battle. So the achievement is the message. The message is that you've achieved a certain level of wisdom, esoteric wisdom, by going through these transits, by going through these climate changes, by going through this without really seeing the results, and doing so in a dignified way, because it's almost like both masculine and feminine were challenged. Okay, the challenge for the feminine was, can you still remain passionate? Can you still remain optimistic? Can you still remain new and open to the new? Can you remain energized for love? Like, or did life truly, weaken your will? No, it did not weaken your will. A lot of pressure was put on the feminine. And a lot of confusion was created when it comes to the things that she thought she wanted, the things that she thought she needed, the things that she believed was what she wanted. In other words, there was a lot of emotional checking, like, okay, all right, so very sure of what is wanted, or what is loved, or what is needed even. So it's like a veil of confusion could have been put. In other words, options, opportunities. Here, look, you'll like this. Here, look, you'll love that. Here, try this. Here, come be over here. And whatever that is, whether it's your interest, your emotional energy was being put to a challenge, and that was draining physically. It could also be, chasing a creative goal, or trying to do more than do more than you could when it comes to being emotionally supportive, or when it comes to giving or receiving love even. Like maybe it was even hard to receive love sometimes because it came with a lot of conditions. There was a show that I've been watching recently called The Ozark, and it's really amazing. I finished the series, but there was a very poignant, is that how you say it? Poignant, I can't say that word, but it was a very strong point that he made, and I don't want to say who or what in case someone hasn't seen it and wants to watch it, but it had to do with conditions. He said, well, we had all these rules and conditions, and I still haven't left yet, so I guess my love is unconditional. Okay, so I'm quoting it probably very not the way it was said, but something to that effect. In other words, it's like you've been through so many conditional things, so much deceit, or like what is that word? Like wishy-washy when it came to loving. And you may have wanted sincere love. You may have wanted love that was like authentic, like see me as I am and see me the way that I am, accept me. But that burden was placed on you to carry other people's energy in some way, to kind of carry their dreams, their hopes, their wishes. And I just saw the scene from the Goonies when he throws the money in the fountain. It's like maybe it just felt like some people were throwing coins at you so that you can sustain their interests, so that you can entertain them, so that you can give them the feeling of joy and passion that they can't sustain for themselves. So they put that burden on you in some way. And you remain dignified, and I like that a lot because it shows strength. Like you went through these initiations with a lot of dignified energy. Like it's almost like giving like hazing energies, or that kind of like I guess you would call them the humiliation rituals. Because in some ways it's like, why am I being put up to these tests? No one else is being put up through these tests, and they're sitting pretty, kind of thing. So this is giving me a lot of Aries energy, resenting, like, why do I have to do, I'm always doing more than is expected, and then I'm being blamed for doing too much. So it was like a all or nothing kind of energy here. So moving on to the masculine side, I want to turn these cards around. Regardless of their position, reverse or not, you're going to get the message how it is. I feel like it's like you're supposed to receive more than what you're receiving. I feel like divine masculine energy, it's like what's going to make you satisfied when it comes to your finances, your economics, and it's like what you're worth. So why am I only seeing this one coin when I know I'm at least worth 7? This is obviously, numbers are just numbers, but it's also like you're looking at like, where did it come from for someone to think that this is my value, that this is my worth? You're looking at this one coin like, that's what you want to give me? That little bit of energy, or that little bit of trust, or that little bit of, here you go, thanks. Whatever it is, it feels shortchanged for what you actually invested. And it's not in a way that it's arrogant, demanding. I don't even think you're asking for it. I think you're just contemplating, perhaps even, why someone didn't see the worth, why someone didn't see the value in what was there. It's like it's clearly there, it's clearly growing, it's clear like you can see that it's there. So why did only one drop, or one came through, or one, like, why? It's like, why did the investment not return as much as was invested into? Something about that is making you reconsider your own intuition, making you have to trust your instincts in a different way. Or maybe you're realizing the high priestess is speaking to you subtly. There was a dream, okay, about two telephones. One was already cracked. The screen was cracked. But then the other one was supposed to be new. It was supposed to be a replacement. But yet it was also cracked. So something about replacing and the same thing happened, or waiting for an opportunity, and this opportunity that comes through is like the same as the one before. So like, I don't want to say a sense of disappointment, but a sense of like, wait, I put in a lot more effort, I put in a lot more work, I did a lot more, I did things very differently. I played the game differently, or whatever you want to call it, whatever it was. But yet the result came back the same. So something feels rigged, or something feels like, wait a second. Your intuition is leaning towards notice. It keeps coming back to numbers, something about numbers, but I heard, and this sounds like, it sounds like a, what do you call it? A fortune cookie kind of message. It's like, you see that 1 and 2 are not different. So how do you change 2 into 3? You work diligently. No, that's how I look. I'm just saying the messages as they're coming through, but I do see a lot of consistency from the masculine now, or a lot of the investments that were done in the background are now coming through, but they're coming through, I guess, maybe it's, oh, there was another message before I went live on the video, and the message was that there was like a review of the masculine and the feminine energies, and the feminine was being asked to balance the relationships in some way, to kind of keep balance in their relationships, while the masculine was being asked to focus on themselves, to put themselves first, to, I even heard, to come first, take that as you will, but that's where they're being asked to like put their energy, or their focus is to notice the one coin that already came through. Now you're adjusting that one. So it's like, perfect the first one. And if you can perfect it again and it comes out the same, then you have a process. It's like a progressive process, one after the other, one after the other. I do not know what specifically that could mean to you, okay? But the message of one after the other is coming through. And it's almost like I'm getting like a production line or something like that. Okay. Okay. The number 10 could be significant. It was. Did I finish what I was saying about? Oh yeah, I did about Ozark. He's a Capricorn. Jason Bateman, the actor that's in that show, he's a Capricorn sun. So Capricorn energy is almost like something that was worked on with a lot of effort and time is paying off, and it has to do, and it's happening in mysterious ways. Because we have the eighth house here. We could be dealing with the other side, so to speak. Again, we talked about how a lot of this was happening in the subconscious, or even unconsciously it could have been occurring. But the the energy that was produced, it's showing growth. It's almost like something, even a small return on this investment shows, um, or even if it was like even if it didn't come out perfectly 100% the first time, even if it didn't work 100% the first time, there was something about the product, the way that the product came through. I don't even know why I'm talking about products here, folks, but hey, it is what it is. The product came through in a way that allowed for minor adjustments to be edged out or etched on or something like that. It was almost like watching how do we improve upon this? How do we fix this? How do we grow this? How do we change this up? And then there's this adjusting, this fixing. It's like, okay, we got it. And if you can do it twice, then you're able to now grow upon that. Okay. Oh my. That felt very lengthy in explanation. And somehow I am being driven to gather more cards, to pull on more cards. But before I came through, I felt that this was going to be sufficient in terms of giving the whole picture. Okay. A message that came through earlier today was Pandora's box. And I know that that's aligning astrologically at this time. But the fact that it stood out in terms of the message, and it resonated with the experience that I felt. A lot of the burdens that were placed on the feminine had to do with this Pandora's box. And I don't really know the mythology so much about it, but it was something about, it had a lot of different energies, so to speak, in it. But the last thing that was remaining was hope. And that, I think, is what was dignified about going through these transits of mysteries. And when I say mysteries, we're saying like life mysteries, because it's not. It's okay. You can look at this from a position of, all right, perhaps this is just a human experience. Everyone goes through this at some point in their life, so it's nothing new, right? Or you can say something happened, something occurred at a point in humanity that this is something that is understood on a deeper level, on an intuitive level, but that not everyone, I guess, is privy to. But what are the chances? We are collectively going through a transformation when it comes to Pluto being in Aquarius. So it's almost like, I feel like some were speaking on it, some were not. But and some may not have been actively paying attention to it, but were experiencing it. And some are just completely not, um, let's just say, not on the same boat. However, it doesn't negate their, whether it's almost like completely not conscientious or conscious of what they do, yet they're still going in the same direction, but they're going to experience different lessons. It's just it's different types of lessons, but they're it's almost like this is like a lesson in love, uh, of real love. And I did a reading recently about real love manifesting and all that. But when I say real love, it's like you cannot say I love you while your actions are not loving, or even, resisting taking certain actions can be a way to show love. And by that I mean there's a lot of review in terms of why was it made to be so complicated? Why was it so confusing? Why was it so unclear? Why was it so why was it such a burden to reach a level of self-love, to take time to observe what I was manifesting, creating, to look deeply into my own subconscious, to take understanding of the world that I'm creating, or the world that's surrounds me, so that when I do the work that I do, it comes through streamlined, or it comes through effectively, or it comes through productively, so I can live in a productive life. Now, maybe that's just a Capricorn thing, Earth sign. Uh, we have a lot of. I was gonna say we have a lot of Earth signs here. I'm just seeing these three together. So Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo just could be significant, or could specifically be thinking in terms of that. Like, I don't want to have to worry about how I make my money. I just want my money to flow. But I don't want to create something that's ineffective, that's going to cause more problems. It's like I want to get it done right the first time. I want to get it done right and well one time, see if I can do it again, and then go for it and let the system run. I don't take that as well. That could be a corporation, that could be the masculine, uh, going over plans, discussing an organization. I'm tempted again to look at other cards, but I'm going to stay focused on what's already on the board. Um, this achievement is like a completion of a cycle when it comes to things that are taboo, things that of other people's resources, things. Now, we said going through a lot of different transits, okay, going through a lot of different changes. I feel like maybe the masculine went through a lot of changes when it came to understanding the value of trust, the value of sharing assets, the values of having a deeper vision of success, or maybe having an intuitive understanding of manifestation, an intuitive understanding of creation. And it's very clear that this masculine is very in touch with his divine feminine. Something had also come through about two women, because two songs had come through, but this was yesterday. So I don't know how significant it might be today to you when you listen to this. However, I'll mention it anyway. The first song was He's Mine by Brandy and Monica. But it was just that first part where she goes, excuse me, can I please talk to you for a minute? Uh-huh, sure. You look kind of familiar. Do you know somebody named... Oh, yeah, definitely. I know his name. That part. It's like a confrontation. Or this could also just be energetically within yourself, these two feminine energies, realizing that this this masculine, they're each claiming this masculine, but this masculine belongs to them both. So it could also be a masculine that's reconciling two feminine energies within himself, okay, where it doesn't have to be a conflict of interest. Take that energy as you will. But the other song that came across, which is, two women, it was Deborah Cox and Whitney Houston. And it was same script, different cast. And the part that came through was also their initial meeting. And she's like, hey Deb, thank you for being woman enough to see me. And it's almost like it went from a juvenile competition, two women fighting for a man, to grown women fighting for a man. Now, I don't know how this energy can play out in your reality. Maybe you know of a masculine going through a situation of a similar nature, dealing with two women, or maybe you're one of two women, but I doubt it that you're not in conflict, divine feminine. It could be maybe there was a feminine in conflict with you when it comes to the loyalty of your masculine to you. However the energies may play out, okay? But the same script, different cast is she's confronting the new woman. I know he's leaving me for you. Who said that? He told you. That is true. What is he telling you? Could it be the same things that he told me? He told me that he loved me. Well, I heard that. He told me I was beautiful. How did you know? Because I played that scene before. This is a retake of my life. I was his thought for many nights. But now the roles have changed and you're the leading lady in his life. Lights, camera, now you're on. Just remember you've been warned. Enjoy it now, because it won't last. Same script, different cast. So whether the masculine is changing, like we were talking about, one after the other, oh my God, this is weird. But let's assume we have a player, some kind of energy. We do have this fire energy here, very young in terms of, while you were burdened, divine feminine, with a lot of energy, you're free to start over. The masculine is just starting to kind of go through this process. He hasn't reached this level of exhaustion. But now, I'm not saying that this is your masculine necessarily going through this actively. Like I said, this could just be energetically dealing with these two feminine energies within him. And maybe he learned to use these two feminine energies to his advantage in some way. So take that as you will. I think I can leave the energies there and come back with another message soon. Take care, folks.